So hello everyone, welcome back to All You Boards Agri Coaching. So as promised, now only very few days are there for your IBPS AFO मेंस एग्जामिनेशन. मुझे पता है बहुत कम दिन बचे. अब many of the live sessions which I took for PYQ as well as various other sessions, बहुत सारे students, many students were saying कि bring some special sessions, bring MCQ sessions, bring revision sessions, sir government schemes का session लाओ, sir current affairs का session लाओ. So this is our first revision session for your IBPS AFO. What is it? 6 months current affairs. Now remember very carefully, first shout out to Lakshmi ma'am from regulatory bodies of All You Board, of course, cause she has provided the content. So overall we are going to see Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. इस मिनिस्ट्री के सारे गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स देखेंगे. ठीक है. आफ्टर दैट वी विल ऑल्सो सिलेक्टिवली सी some of the government schemes or small initiatives which are also again associated with agriculture. Will not be wasting our time क्योंकि यहां पर थोड़ा सा बड़ा वीडियो बन सकता है ये. ठीक है. So let's start our video with our first scheme, that is PM Kisan Samman Nidhi. Okay. Now I'll first only tell you all guys, I have included or maybe the overall content is such कि इस 6 महीने में कौन से गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स आपके लिए बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है. विच आर द गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स विच आर वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यू रिलेटेड टू एग्रीकल्चर. इट इज लॉन्च्ड इन 2019. सो पीरियड 2019 ये आपको याद रखना है. लॉन्च फ्रॉम गोरखपुर उत्तर प्रदेश. सेंट्रल सेक्टर स्कीम. ठीक है. दो स्कीम्स होते हैं, एक होता है सेंट्रल सेक्टर, दूसरा होता है सेंट्रली स्पॉन्सर्ड. ठीक है. दोनों के वेटेजेस अलग अलग होते हैं, सेंट्रल स्पॉन्सर्ड, सेंट्रल सेक्टर. ठीक है. इसकी क्लैरिटी थोड़ी सी ऑफकोर्स आपको बिफोर स्टार्टिंग दिस वीडियो ओनली थोड़ी सी रिसर्च कर लेना, विकिपीडिया पे चले जाना, जस्ट यू विल गेट द डिफरेंस. मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर एंड फार्मर्स वेलफेयर इज द मिनिस्ट्री अंडर विच दिस स्कीम इज देयर. नाउ व्हाट इज द बेनिफिट? गवर्नमेंट विल ट्रांसफर 6,000 रुपीज एन्युअली इन 3 इक्वल इंस्टॉलमेंट्स. एक साल में होते हैं 12 महीने. इसका मतलब 4 महीने के लिए आपको मिलेंगे ऑफकोर्स कितने? 2,000 रुपए. फिर नेक्स्ट 4 महीने आपको मिलेंगे 2,000 रुपए और फिर नेक्स्ट 4 महीने आपको मिलेंगे 2,000 रुपए. इन टोटल कितने हुए ये आपके? 6,000 रुपीज. एंड दैट वुड बी ऑफकोर्स योर डायरेक्ट ट्रांसफर टू योर बैंक अकाउंट्स. अब किसको ये ट्रांसफर करेंगे? टू ऑल द लैंड होल्डिंग फार्मर्स. अब पीएम किसान सम्मान निधि इट इज यूनिवर्सल फॉर ऑल द लैंड होल्डिंग फार्मर्स. यहां पर कहीं पर भी कुछ भी लिमिट नहीं है, 2 हेक्टेयर 1 हेक्टेयर. ठीक है. तो हैव अ क्लियरिटी विद दिस. इंस्टॉलमेंट्स यहां पर आप देख सकते हो. अप्रैल टू जुलाई में 2,000 रुपीज, अगस्त टू नवंबर में 2,000 रुपीज एंड दिसंबर टू मार्च दैट इज 2,000 रुपीज. ये आपका पीरियड, ये आपके इंस्टॉलमेंट्स. इन द 15th इंस्टॉलमेंट ओवर 8 करोड़ फार्मर्स विल रिसीव एन अमाउंट मोर देन 18,000 करोड़ रुपीज ओवरऑल. ये टोटल फार्मिंग कम्युनिटी के बारे में बात हो रही है. तो 15वीं इंस्टॉलमेंट मतलब क्या? जो 15वीं इंस्टॉलमेंट है इसी पीएम किसान सम्मान निधि स्कीम की, उसमें 8 करोड़ फार्मर्स अभी कवर हो चुके हैं. दैट इज कवरेज इज 8 करोड़ एंड मोर देन 18,000 करोड़ रुपीज अंडर दिस इंस्टॉलमेंट्स हैव बीन ऑफ कोर्स डायरेक्टली ट्रांसफर्ड टू द बैंक अकाउंट्स ऑफ द फार्मर्स. बेनिफिशियरीज, हु आर द बेनिफिशियरीज? ऑल फार्मर फैमिलीज irrespective of the size of their land. This is very very important. मैं यहां पर स्टार कर रहा हूं. नेक्स्ट, farmers family is defined as a family comprising of a husband, wife, minor children who own cultivable land. Cultivable in the sense जहां पर agricultural activity हो रही है at least for more than of course your 8 month. ठीक है. As per land records of the concerned state and UT. सिंपल सी बात, ये 2 चीजें याद रखना. कट ऑफ डेट फॉर डिटर्मिनेशन ऑफ एलिजिबिलिटी. एलिजिबिलिटी क्या है? सो कट ऑफ डेट क्या है आपकी? 1 फरवरी 2019. ठीक है. नो चेंजेस शैल बी कंसिडर्ड फॉर एलिजिबिलिटी ऑफ बेनिफिट अंडर द स्कीम फॉर नेक्स्ट 5 years. मतलब नेक्स्ट 5 years तक एलिजिबिलिटी में कोई भी चेंजेस नहीं होंगे. एक्सक्लूजन क्या है? एक्सक्लूजन इन द सेंस who are the people or who are the farmers who would be not included in this scheme. First is income tax payers. Suppose आप एग्रीकल्चरल एक्टिविटी करते हो लेकिन फिर भी अगर आप इनकम टैक्स पे करते हो तो आप पीएम किसान सम्मान निधि में नहीं आओगे. प्रोफेशनल्स लाइक डॉक्टर, इंजीनियर एंड लॉयर, सीएज. आपको क्या लगता है डॉक्टर, सीए, इंजीनियर उनके पास क्या जमीन नहीं होती है? वो खेती नहीं करते? दे ऑफ कोर्स डू. दे आर हैविंग लैंड एंड दे डू एग्रीकल्चर. ओके. दे डू मतलब वो खुद नहीं करते, ऑफ कोर्स दे hire the laborers or maybe hire the cultivators to do the agriculture. तो उनको ये पीएम किसान सम्मान निधि नहीं मिलेगा, ठीक है। नेक्स्ट, सर्विंग एंड रिटायर्ड ऑफिसर, एक बार रिटायरमेंट हो गई, चलो खेती करने, इन लोगों को नहीं मिलेगा। ऑल सुपर एन्यूटेड retired pensioners whose monthly pension is 10,000 rupees or more. Suppose some retired people are there, pension is more than 10,000. For all those also, PM Kisan Samman Nidhi is not applicable. And former and present holder of constitutional post, इनका भी exclusion किया गया है. So what it means, the real farmers on the field, उनको ये benefit है, ठीक है। Now review and monitoring कैसे होगा? Of course at national level a review committee is headed by cabinet secretary, ये याद रखना, ठीक है। Other than that, interactive voice response system is there for your status verification. Now ये आपके डायल इन नंबर दिए गए हैं, पीएम किसान मोबाइल ऐप फॉर डायरेक्ट सर्विसेज टू बेनिफिशियरीज, ठीक है। ये आपका किसान मोबाइल ऐप जो है वो डायरेक्ट बेनिफिशियरीज के लिए दिया गया है, जस्ट टू चेक आपका डायरेक्ट ट्रांसफर हुआ है कि नहीं, व्हाट इज द स्टेटस एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा। National Farmers Welfare Program Implementation Society has been formed for further implementation of the scheme. Most importantly, what is the main objective? यहां पर मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव ये रहेगा कि अर्निंग्स बढ़ानी है, ठीक है। अर्निंग्स इन द सेंस ऑफ कोर्स आपकी जो भी इनकम है फार्मर का, हमारा एम तो था ही डबलिंग द फार्मर इनकम, तो उसी डायरेक्शन में ये आपकी स्कीम जा रही है। नेक्स्ट, प्रधानमंत्री कृषि सिंचाई योजना, अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट स्कीम. Chapter associated is of course irrigation and water resources. Launch year is 2015. It has been now extended for the year of 2021-2026, which is an important point to remember. Total outlay if you see 93,068 crore rupees. Objectives if you see, investment in irrigation, expanding the cultivable area, non-cultivable area, command area, watershed area. Have a clarity in this context. वी आर टीचिंग करंट अफेयर्स, तो इसमें अभी मैं फिर से कमांड एरिया क्या होता है, वाटरशेड एरिया क्या होता है, वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू डिस्कस दैट, बट आई विल श्योरली टेल यू, हैव अ क्लैरिटी इन दैट एस्पेक्ट. देन इंप्रूविंग द फार्म वाटर यूज एफिशिएंसी, अडॉप्टिंग प्रिसिशन इरिगेशन एंड वाटर सेविंग टेक्नोलॉजीज. देन इसके ही प्रधानमंत्री कृषि सिंचाई योजना, व्हाट आर दी 3 पार्ट्स और 3 स्कीम्स अंडर प्रधानमंत्री कृषि सिंचाई योजना. सो कंपोनेंट्स देखते हैं अभी. What are these components? Accelerated Irrigation Benefit Program, AIBP, is the first component. Second is Integrated Watershed Management Program is the second, and On-Farm Water Management Program is your third. Okay, so these 3 are converged together to make a scheme of Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. Now 3 components you could see. Accelerated Irrigation Benefit Program, now this comes under मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ जल शक्ति. यू ऑल वुड बी नोइंग अबाउट मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ जल शक्ति. मेन किसी लिए ये बनाया गया था, एंड टेल मी द ईयर इन विच दिस मिनिस्ट्री वाज इंस्टीट्यूटेड. दिस वाज डन नॉट फॉर द पर्पस ऑफ इरिगेशन बट मोर इंपॉर्टेंटली फॉर द वाटर रिसोर्सेस एंड वाटर प्रोविजनिंग, ठीक है. इसलिए मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ जल शक्ति बनाया था, ठीक है. ये आपका हर खेत को पानी, दैट मीन्स मेकिंग योर इरिगेशन रीच एवरी फील्ड्स और एवरी फार्मर डोर्स, ठीक है. तो हर खेत को पानी, again under Ministry of Jal Shakti. Now these 2 are under Jal Shakti, but watershed management, whatever we are talking about, the third component that is not under Jal Shakti, that is under Ministry of Rural Development. So these 3 things very very important, remember them. PM Krishi Sinchai Yojana. Now when we are talking about, let us look at the first component, Accelerated Irrigation Benefit Program. Accelerated Irrigation Benefit Program has been started in 1996-1997. The same era in which of course your green revolution at that time is at peak. Okay, to provide central assistance to the states for major and medium irrigational projects. If you see again यहाँ पर भी एक static concept आ जाता है. What is major irrigated like major irrigation project, what is a medium irrigation project, and what is a minor irrigation project. All the 3 are based on the एरिया, ठीक है. इन कमेंट सेक्शन मुझे अभी बताओ मेजर का कितना एरिया होता है, मीडियम का कितना होता है, माइनर का कितना होता है. नाबार्ड में प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन है 2020, ठीक है. सेंट्रल असिस्टेंट एंड स्टेट शेयर इज बीइंग प्रोवाइडेड थ्रू नाबार्ड अंडर लॉन्ग टर्म इरिगेशन फंड, वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ओके, नेक्स्ट, state share can be borrowed from NABARD by the state with interest subvention beyond 6% borne by government of India. Now this percentage is very, very important. When you are looking at any financial agricultural scheme, agri-finance scheme, or any agri subvention scheme, interest subvention scheme, at that time that percentage in interest is very, very important. For example, in ISS, interest subvention scheme, there we all know 4% is the interest subvention. Okay? Target for 2021-2026, what is the target? To target almost 13.88 lakh hectares of land. Okay, so additional irrigational potential is to be created by targeting 13.88 lakh hectares. I hope that I am clear here. Second component, हर खेत को पानी, objective is to create new water sources through the minor irrigation projects. Okay, so repair, restoration and renovation of water bodies, carrying capacity of traditional water resources. Okay, बावड़ी हो गए या फिर आपका राबी हो गया, तो ये आपके ट्रेडिशनल वाटर रिसोर्सेस व्हाटएवर आर देयर, यूजिंग देम आल्सो फॉर द वाटर कंजर्वेशन. देन रिजुविनेशन ऑफ वाटर बॉडीज, सेंटर हैज इंक्रीज्ड द फंडिंग from 25 to 60% in general area. Remember this fact also, very important. Groundwater component, when we are talking about the target here, we are looking at is 1.5 to lakh hectares creation of irrigation potential under har khet ko pani. Har khet ko pani is further divided into sub components. That's the main component under Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. Sub component are Command Area Development Program, CAD, very, very old scheme. Surface minor irrigation, रिपेयर, रिनोवेशन, रेस्टोरेशन ऑफ वाटर बॉडीज, RRRW कहा जाता है इसको, एंड ग्राउंड वाटर डेवलपमेंट. ओके, दीज आर 4 सब कंपोनेंट्स, जस्ट याद रखना इनको. देन watershed development, this is your third component, nothing but effective like conservation as well as management of runoff water and improving the soil moisture conservation activities. If you see now, this fact is very, very important. Unit cost of project has been revised in the sense from 12,000 per hectare, it has now been revised to 22,000 per hectare in plain areas and 15,000 to 28,000 in the difficult areas or left wing extremist areas, LWE. मतलब थोड़े से ईस्टर्न इंडियन, जो आपके झारखंड हो गया, छत्तीसगढ़ हो गया, वेस्ट बंगाल हो गया, इन रीजन्स में आपका, या फिर डिफिकल्ट एरियाज मतलब हिली एरियाज हो गए, वहां पर 28,000 है, जनरल एरियाज में 22,000 हो चुका है. रिमेंबर द नंबर्स हियर. नाउ ऑल्सो GIS, that is Global Positioning System, and remote sensing techniques could be used here for the planning of the project. And of course, your project period has been reduced from existing 4 to 7 years to 3 to 5 years. इसका मतलब early completion of projects. Next, implementation अगर हम देखें, all states and union territories including northeastern states are covered under the program. ठीक है. And now National Steering Committee of Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana is under the chairmanship of PM directly. National Executive Committee is under the chairmanship of Vice Chairman of Niti Aayog. Okay, and states can take a project based on the district or state irrigation plans which they have formed. Okay, तो ये चीजें थी related to Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. Now next, one of the flagship scheme under NABARD, और ये कौन सी है? Of course KCC, किसान क्रेडिट कार्ड. हम सबको पता है, इट हैज बीन स्टार्टेड इन 1998 सॉरी, एंड अंडर द विच कमिटी दिस KCC हैज बीन स्टार्टेड. दिस स्कीम वाज स्टार्टेड आफ्टर रिकमेंडेशन ऑफ अ कमिटी. ठीक है, कमेंट सेक्शन में उस कमिटी का नाम लिख देना. 2-3 बार whatever previous year questions we have taken, as well as we have taken different questionnaire also, in that the question has been repeated. So in comment section please mention it. Aim क्या है? See, short term credit requirement of farmers whatever is there for crop production, post harvest and other maintenance of farm assets, other expenses, to cover that short term credit would be given by this KCC. Okay, launch year 1998. 2004 even started covering long term loans and working for capital loans for agriculture. Earlier KCC was only for expenses. From 2004 it is also as a source of a main capital for starting your agricultural activity. 2012 the scheme was further revisited and even simplified, so that we have now issued electronic Kisan credit cards. So 1998, 2004 and 2012, three important years are there for the development of KCC. Okay. Now eligibility criteria, when we are talking about, it is available to all categories of farmer. Okay. Advantageous for marginal and small farmers who constitute more than 86% of farmers in India according to agricultural census of 2015-2016. Important factor, remember, who are the people who could be included or who are eligible under KCC? Individual farmers, yes, they can have KCCs. Joint borrowers also can have KCCs. Tenant farmers also. So it doesn't really matter you own a land or not. You may be a cultivator, you may be a landless laborer, you may be a tenant. You would be given KCC. Oral lessee. Oral lessee is in the sense simple, without making an agreement, orally who has taken the lease of land. Sharecroppers, self-help groups, and even JLG, that is joint liability group of farmers. All these are the stakeholders who are eligible for KCC. Now, in addition, partner banks may also impose additional eligibility criteria. And what is this? First is production credit, age limit, and co-borrower for senior citizen. So first, let us look at production credit. So here applicant should be able to raise a minimum production credit often set at 5,000. So here minimum production credit in the sense what? At least you should be doing production up to 5,000, which is a very decent amount. Okay. So that you will be not eliminated based on eligibility. Next, eligible applicants must fall in the age of 18 to 75. Again, a very broad bracket has been given. So anybody can join. Co-borrower for senior citizens, if applicants is above 60 years of age. So if you are above 60 years of age, you can even apply. Then interest rate, when we are talking about directly, see, these are linked to the MCLR, marginal cost of fund-based lending rate. Okay, MCLR for short-term KCC loans up to 3 lakh. Okay, if you are taking a loan of 3 lakh rupees for short-term purposes, 7% interest rate applies, and along with that, a 1.5% interest subvention is done by lending institution. So 7% interest you are getting, and 1.5 is the subvention. It means 1.5 in the sense how much? 5.5% you have to pay. Are we clear here? Next, additional farmer who can repay the loan within a year will receive 3% more subsidy. So again, from 7.3 you remove 4% you have to just pay. So easy. Government provides 3% इंटरेस्ट रेट सब्सिडी फॉर प्रॉम्प्ट रीपेमेंट्स. रीपेमेंट्स अगर आपने किया तो 3% आपकी गवर्नमेंट पहले ही माफ कर देगी, तो 4% ही आपको पे करना पड़ेगा. अब ये तो था शॉर्ट टर्म के लिए. व्हाट अबाउट लॉन्ग टर्म और लॉन्ग टेन्योर अंडर केसीसी? सो हियर फार्मर्स आर कवर्ड अंडर पर्सनल एक्सीडेंटल इंश्योरेंस अप टू 50,000 फॉर परमानेंट डिसेबिलिटी, डेथ, एंड इवन अप टू 25,000 फॉर एनी अदर रिस्क. फॉर शॉर्ट टर्म एग्रीकल्चरल लोन 1 year, and for long term up to 5 years, this facility has been provided. However, banks have the discretion to extend the duration of the loan as they seem fit. Okay. Implementing agency, if anybody asks you, there are multiple implementing agencies. Look at it. It has been implemented across the country. And what are the financial institutions to do that? Commercial banks available everywhere. RRBs, regional rural banks. Small financial banks also are responsible, and cooperative banks. So 4 banks are eligible to give this KCCs to the farmers. Interest rate change is determined according to the guidelines provided by RBI. Simple, not that important. Then salient feature, if we are talking about ATM enabled, RuPay card, minimum documentation, these are extra things which you can just remember. Okay? RuPay was created and introduced by National Payment Corporation of India, NPCI. Okay, these are extra informations. Let's move forward. Now there is one portal which is very important for this IBPS AFO, because it has been in the news in last 6 months. Kisan Rin portal. What is this portal all about? Let us see. Portal helps farmers to avail subsidized loan under Kisan credit card. So Kisan Rin portal is an extension of KCC only to have subsidized loan. It is developed in collaboration with multiple government departments, and it offers a comprehensive view of farmer data, loan disbursement, as well as claims of interest subvention. So what is done is that, see, KCC is of course to give you short term and long term loan. The KCC is further connected with your Kisan Rin portal so as to get more subsidized loan, so more interest subventions to the farmer. Here we end our Kisan credit card, and now next important scheme related to your insurance. So Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana launched in 2016, very important and one of the largest, world's largest insurance scheme which covers almost all the farmers in the country. Do you get the idea? So benefits, if you see, stabilizing farmer income, encouraging farmer to adopt innovative and modern agricultural practices, and ensure flow of credit. How? By removing the farmer from debt trap. And how we are going to remove it? Because as you will provide insurance to him, his risk would be reduced. So earlier, if insurance was not there, he had a lot of risk, and that's why he was not using its capital in technology, in innovations. Now because of this, risk is reduced. So to support the production of agriculture, affordable crop insurance is provided, okay, and comprehensive risk cover is given for the crops of the farmers. Now this is against all the preventable natural risks, okay, which start from pre-sowing to your post-harvest stage, and that is on area approach basis. Now look at it very carefully. Last time, in last week, Wednesday to Thursday, we solved a question which was related to Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, और उसमें एक स्टेटमेंट दिया गया था कि इस प्रधानमंत्री फसल बीमा योजना एरिया अप्रोच बेस्ड, इज इट बेस्ड ऑन एरिया अप्रोच, एंड इट इज बेस्ड. यहां पर आपको ये पॉइंट दिख जाएगा. ऐसे ही क्वेश्चन आएंगे इफ फ्रॉम द स्कीम्स दे आर आस्किंग. एनरोलमेंट इज वॉलंटरी, ऐसे भी स्टेटमेंट पूछी जा सकती है दैट इज प्रधानमंत्री फसल बीमा योजना कंपलसरी. इट इज अ वॉलंटरी स्कीम. पोस्ट खरीफ 2020 सीजन इट हैज बीन मेड वॉलंटरी. ठीक है. इंप्लीमेंटिंग एजेंसी कौन सी है? ऑफकोर्स डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर अंडर योर मिनिस्ट्री ओनली ऑफ फार्मर वेलफेयर, एंड कोऑर्डिनेशन फ्रॉम अदर एजेंसीज. आपके 4 बैंक्स फिर से आ जाएंगे, कोऑपरेटिव बैंक्स, commercial banks, regional rural banks, and other regulatory bodies. Now beneficiaries, when we are talking about, now this is very important, all the premiums and your beneficiaries and coverage of the crops. Now remember this, in one slide only very important information has been given. All the farmers growing notified crops in the notified area are eligible. So government ने list दिए है notified area की. Government has also given the list of notified crops. So all the farmers who are growing any of these notified crops in any of the notified area are eligible. Scheme is optional for all the farmers who are including, okay, and those who possess a crop loan account or KCC account. So if a farmer is there and he is having KCC account or loan under KCC, then for all those, this Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana is optional. Okay. Coverage of the crops, when we are talking about, all the food crops are covered. Food crops in the sense it includes cereals, it includes even your other fodder crops, oil seeds, commercial crops like tobacco, banana, then your coconut, sugarcane, cotton, horticultural crops, vegetable, fruits, for which standard methodology for yield estimation is available, in which you can find out very easily yield क्या होती है. ठीक है. फार्मर्स प्रीमियम की अगर हम बात करें, व्हाट इज फार्मर्स प्रीमियम? खरीफ क्रॉप्स इट्स 2%, ठीक है. रबी क्रॉप इट्स 1.5%, commercial and horticultural crops it's 5%, remember it very carefully, and support from government India is applicable up to 25% in irrigated areas and 30% in rain fed areas. Remember this, एक ही स्लाइड में बहुत भारी भरकम इंफॉर्मेशन दी है. So much of information in one slide only. ठीक है. We have covered almost most of the aspects of Fasal Bima Yojana. Now very important, suppose any risk factor is associated, what are those preventable risk or maybe what are those factors under which the insurance would be provided. ठीक है. ऐसी रिस्क जो हम कह रहे हैं, what are the risk? First is non preventable risk. ठीक है. non preventable risk में क्या आता है? Natural fire, lightning, storm, hailstorm, cyclone, typhoon, tempest, hurricane, tornado, etc. Tempest is nothing but of course increase in temperature, heat waves, etc. Risks, so ये हो गया नॉन प्रिवेंटेबल रिस्क. अब इसको नॉन प्रिवेंटेबल क्यों कहा है? व्हाई इट इज नॉन प्रिवेंटेबल? वी कैन नॉट स्टॉप अ साइक्लोन, वी कैन नॉट डू दैट. So all the risks which are non-preventable, those are covered, and only whatever are mentioned here, only those are available. Then other risks are flood, inundation, landslide, drought, dry spell, pest and diseases. Now in these risks, this cannot be prevented, but here mitigation can be done. Here even mitigation becomes difficult. In other risks, your mitigation is possible. Next, insured farmers having intent to sow or plant incurred expenditure for the purpose are prevented from sowing and planting the insured crop due to adverse weather condition. So whatever the farmers who are under the insurance, who are very willing to plant the crops, okay, could be prevented from such sowing because of the adverse conditions. Okay, so these farmers could be eligible for the indemnity claim up to maximum 25% of the sum insured. इसका मतलब क्या है? Simple. Suppose I am a rice cropper, okay, or maybe cotton cropper, and suppose any natural disaster has occurred, hurricane or maybe cyclone, and it will occur in future also. So under this scheme, any farmer can be prevented in the sense, because of that cyclone I was not able to plant the cotton. Now I was not able to plant the cotton. Who is going to suffer the loss? I am going to suffer the loss. But why I am not planting it? It's because of the reason of the cyclone. That is why 25% indemnity you can claim. Okay, so this is overall the coverage of the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. Now second thing is, in post-harvest losses, after harvesting if any loss happens, the coverage will be available up to maximum period of 14 days. So within 14 days you have to coverage you have to file for it. From harvesting of those crops where they are kept, cut and spread conditions, to dry in the field. So overall post harvest, in the sense, once you pluck the crop or once you have the crops in hand, then overall whatever post harvest processes are there, in that if they are there, then maximum period to which the coverage is available is 14 days. Within 14 days anything happens, insurance would be provided. Time to insured farmer to intimate individual claims is 72 hours. So look at it. Suppose today my crop, suppose I am a farmer and today my crop has been destroyed because of any of the external climate or maybe because of the post harvest loss. So to claim that, okay, to claim that insurance, you have 72 hours only. Before 72 hours you have to intimate, you have to tell that there is a crop disaster, okay, because of this reason I have been I have been a farmer who is under Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, so therefore I need my claim. Next, for certain localized problems, loss, damage resulting from the occurrence of identified local risks such as hailstorm, landslide, inundation affecting the isolated farms in notified area would be also covered. तो इसका मतलब ये ही नहीं है that only major climate or maybe major disasters are concerned, even local disasters could be considered. Next, National Crop Insurance Portal, it is for the better administration and coordination. It is so that all the farmers will get a single window to know about the overall Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. At the same time, also upload their basic information, upload the basic information of notified crops, about their crops, the sum insured, and get all the information through this portal. Okay, so one of the additional things in your Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. Then comes Nano DAP production. Ye question, there is a very high chance that any question would be associated with DAP this year. I am telling you the question which will come. DAP आएगा ही आएगा इस बार, ये मुझे लग रहा है. Okay, I am predicting it. So Nano DAP production, what is it? So country's first Nano DAP plant, okay, where it was started? IFFCO had started Kalol in Gandhinagar at the cost of 300 crore rupees. Okay, so DAP all would be knowing about, diammonium phosphate. It contains 8% of nitrogen and 16% of phosphorus. Now suppose ये question आ गया, तो of course purposely ये मैंने purposely दिया है, because AFO has an habit to ask in DAP how much % nitrogen is there, in DAP how much % phosphorus is there. Okay, so make sure ये आप definitely पढ़ो. Okay, now the difference between nano urea, nano DAP production. ठीक है, so benefits of nano fertilizers क्या होते हैं? So earlier our first nano fertilizer, if you see, that is nano urea. Uske baad ye nano DAP start hua hai. So why this nano scaling of fertilizers? First, it's to promote natural farming, that is substitute of chemical fertilizer. I'll tell you one thing, whenever chemical fertilizer is used, there is very high chance that leaching, washing up, and excessive use could be the problem. So this overall will affect the efficiency of the fertilizer when the fertilizer is a chemical fertilizer. When we look at making a compound at a nanoscale, this leaching is prevented. How does leaching is prevented? Because when you reduce the size of the particle, at that time, when you reduce the size of the particle, the mobility of the particles becomes such that it is very readily absorbed through the roots of the plant. And at the same time, leaching doesn't takes place, okay, when such chemical compounds could be added to water or maybe any other acids or any other liquids in the soil, and they may leach to the lower layers. That is prevented when nanoscale particles are there. Second thing is that washing up. Generally, nanoscale fertilizers are of course applied to the directly to the roots of the plant along with the irrigation, that is a fertigation practice. So this washing up is also prevented, and excessive use of fertilizers is also not done. So reducing the import bill, reducing the annual subsidy. So benefits of nano fertilizer, if you look at, first is promoting natural farming and substitute of chemical fertilizers. So nano urea, when we are talking about, even when you at nanoscale, when you will be making urea, okay, its overall efficiency and its overall absorption rate increases, and that's why it promotes more of a natural farming or your natural chemical natural fertilizers than more of a chemical fertilizer. Next is reducing import bill. So we already are importing nano fertilizers, so that bill would be reduced. And third is reducing the annual subsidy on major crude fertilizers or maybe pellet fertilizers. Major subsidy goes for pellet fertilizers. And now, because nano fertilizer has this advantage, we have to replace pellet fertilizers slowly and slowly by your nano fertilizers. And this is how you reduce the annual subsidy also. Now, nano urea and nano DAP production. Fertilizer Control Order of 1985 is very, very important. So let's read about it. It is issued under Essential Commodities Act 1955. This is again important from agricultural point of view. Administered by Department of Agriculture. This fertilizer control order says that what substance qualifies as a fertilizer, methods of sampling analysis of fertilizer, procedures for obtaining the license, and also conditions of trading. Okay. Now, Essential Commodities Act, what it says, to prevent the hoarding and black marketing of different products. In the 3 farm bills, this was also included. Okay. Next, no specific definition of essential commodities. Every year a list of essential commodities is given according to the market, okay, and according to the already hoarding which is there. Central government can add and remove any commodity whenever it wants. Then comes nutrient based fertilizer subsidy, NBS scheme. Okay, this is an old scheme only. So NBS policy says that it intends to increase the consumption of PNK fertilizers so that there is an optimum balance between NPK 4:2:1. This is the optimum ratio in India which is required. In Punjab now, this ratio is 26:18:9. In Punjab Haryana region, this is the ratio and this is the expected ratio. Okay? So look at the skewed balance. Next, nutrient balance based subsidy regime. Fertilizers are provided to the farmers at subsidized rate based on their nutrients. So if a nitrogen fertilizer is there, it will get this much amount of subsidy. If phosphorus is there, this much amount of subsidy. If your potassium is there, then this much amount of subsidy. Now what happened in your nutrient based subsidy scheme is that many of the farmers only tried to take more urea fertilizers because the subsidy over urea was much more higher, just for profitability. And that is why in India, if you see, the most prior fertilizer which is used, that is urea. In spite knowing the soil requirements, even if nitrogen is not required, still we use urea. Why? So nutrient based subsidy policy is also one of the responsible reasons. Now to overturn these, okay, government has decided that government is going to promote the phosphorus and potassium fertilizers over nitrogen fertilizers, so that a balance is there between NPK, 3 important nutrients. Next is PM Kisan Bhai scheme, very important and very new scheme. ठीक है, भाई मतलब कोई दादा भाई नहीं, but it's a scheme. Let's see what is it. To support small and marginal farmers, reduce the control of traders in setting prices, Indian government is preparing to introduce PM Kisan Bhai. Bhai means what? Bhandaran Initiative Scheme. Okay, so Bhandaran Initiative Scheme, that is why PM Kisan Bhai scheme. Now what is it? What are the purposes? Why this scheme has been brought? Let us look at it. So the purpose of conducting a proper census under this scheme is marginal farmland below 1 hectare, small it is between 1 to 2 hectares, semi-medium we all know land is between 2 to 4 hectares, medium is between 4 to 10 hectares and large is above 10 hectares. Okay, so here this scheme is to reduce control of traders in setting prices, okay, of your different crops. So PM Kisan Bhai scheme. Ministry of Agriculture aim is to offer farmers freedom to choose when they want to sell the product. Okay, we already are having GEM, we already are having ENAMs, okay, but yet the existence of APMC is still maximum in all the states. APMC is dominant. Where APMC is dominant, already middlemen are not losing their grounds in spite of government efforts to remove the third person from the transactions. That is why this scheme is telling that farmer will be free to choose whenever they want to sell and sell their produce, and in that way they will enable them to store the crops for at least 3 months after harvesting. So there is no any compulsion to sell the crops immediately. So earlier what used to happen, a farmer has made the produce, after harvesting he was always in the hurry that where I will go, when I will go, and I'll sell my crops. But now this is not the concern here. Under PM Kisan Bhai scheme, enough buffer of 3 months has been given. Undergoing a pilot phase in 7 states, Andhra Pradesh, Assam, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh. Expenditure is 170 crore over 3 years. Okay. Then components, first is warehousing rental subsidy, WRS, and second is prompt repayment incentive, PRI. Now look at it, what these things are. Small and medium marginalized farmer producer organization. So here FPOs of small and marginal farmers can prevail warehousing rental subsidy of benefit of ₹4 per quintal per month for maximum 3 months irrespective of warehousing charges. So suppose warehousing charges आपके per quintal suppose 20 rupees है. So WRS, this warehousing rental subsidy, says that farmer has to only pay 16 rupees, 4 rupees subsidy you are getting. Under prompt repayment incentive, what is it? Government proposes to extend a 3% additional interest subvention under Kisan Credit Card scheme, which we have already seen. And to produce stored for almost 15 days or less will not qualify for the subsidy. तो 15 दिन से ज़्यादा ही आपका प्रोड्यूस स्टोर होना चाहिए. Then you will get the warehousing and prompt repayment incentives and subsidies. Then comes Namo Drone Didi scheme. Okay, again a new scheme. Period is 2024-2025 to 2025-2026. Approved by Union Cabinet, chaired by PM. Central sector scheme with an outlay of 1,261 crores. Okay. Usage for nano fertilizer and pesticide application. So what is this scheme about? To provide drones to almost 50,000 selected women self-help groups during the period of 2024 to 2023, 2024 to 2025, 2026. They would be able to earn an additional income of at least 1 lakh rupee per annum. Self-help groups would be identified from total 89 self-help groups formed under Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana. Okay. So, what are the converging resources and efforts? That means which departments are involved? Department of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare वो तो रहेगा ही. Department of Rural Development, Department of Fertilizer, Women SHGs and Lead Fertilizer Companies LFC. Okay. SHGs would be able to provide drones as rental services to the farmers. So what will happen? Farmers will take the rented drones from women SHGs. In this way, farmer will be benefited from the drones, and these women will also earn the rentals of the drones. Okay. Training of human resource. So representative of women SHGs qualified and elected by State Rural Livelihood Mission SRLM and lead fertilizer companies will have to undertake a 15-day program. Okay, 5 days for drone pilot training and 10 days for nutrient and pesticide application. So यहाँ पर ये women ही करेंगे क्योंकि स्कीम ही है आपकी नमो ड्रोन दीदी स्कीम. ओके, फाइनेंशियल असिस्टेंस कितना है? ये इंपॉर्टेंट स्कीम है, वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. बाय सेंटर each SHG will get 80% of the cost of the drone. Okay, so 80% cost of drone center cover कर रहा है. It includes accessory and ancillary charges also, but up to maximum of 8 lakhs only. 80% center cover कर रहा है, but maximum limit 8 lakh ही है. One drone cost around 10 lakh. अब ये भी आपका एक क्वेश्चन था जो हमारे एग्जाम में हमने पूछा था last Thursday, which we solved our Olive board a weekly test. Okay, in that this question was there. Maximum cost of one drone. Government has allowed SHG to take loan from the banks under Agricultural Infrastructure Fund at lower interest rates since center bears 3% interest cost through subsidies. So यहाँ पर AIF से आप यहाँ पर SHGs लोन ले सकते हैं to buy the drones up to 10 lakh rupees. Okay. So now you all will think that sir सारे स्कीम खत्म हो गए क्या? नहीं, वेट अ लिटिल बिट. अब हम देखेंगे नेक्स्ट पार्ट. ठीक है, ये तो थे आपके रीसेंट स्कीम. अब नेक्स्ट पार्ट भी देखेंगे. ठीक है, नाउ इन दिस वी हैव whatever these schemes would be there, these are also old schemes. ठीक है, ये ओल्ड स्कीम्स भी है तो इनको फटफट कवर करेंगे. ठीक है, ये अभी एक एग्जॉस्टिव लिस्ट हो जाएगी पूरे, तो जो भी हमने कवर किया उनको हम डेफिनेटली फ्लिप कर देंगे. ठीक है, बाकी के जो बच्चे जिनको कवर नहीं किया है उनको अभी फिर से कंटिन्यू करते हैं. सो डेयरी एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप डेवलपमेंट स्कीम, ये आपकी स्कीम जो है रिलेटेड टू डेयरी सेक्टर. ठीक है, डेयरी पोल्ट्री वेंचर कैपिटल फंड स्कीम वाज स्टार्टेड इन 2004 विद एन आउटले ऑफ 25 करोड़. ये याद रखना. ठीक है, अब इस स्कीम के अंडर, ठीक है, दो सेपरेट स्कीम है. एक है डेयरी वेंचर कैपिटल फंड और पोल्ट्री वेंचर कैपिटल फंड फॉर फाइनेंशियल ईयर आफ्टर फ्रॉम द फाइनेंशियल ईयर ऑफ 2008-2009. बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट स्कीम, नाबार्ड के अंडर ही आती है. बस ये याद रखना, डेयरी वेंचर कैपिटल फंड और पोल्ट्री वेंचर कैपिटल फंड क्यों है? ये आपके फंड फाइनेंस या फिर कैपिटल प्रोवाइड करने के लिए फॉर डेयरी पर्पस और डेयरी एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप को प्रमोट करने के लिए. नेक्स्ट ऑब्जेक्टिव अगर आप देखते हो, सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयमेंट, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर क्रिएट करने के लिए. ओके, एनकरेजिंग काफ रियरिंग एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा. इतनी स्टैटिक चीजें हैं, आप इसको पढ़ सकते हो. अब फॉर मेनी ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स ये लगेगा कि सर ये दोनों पीपीटी हमको कहां मिलेंगे? ये रहा आपका ग्रुप. ग्रुप को ज्वाइन करो. ठीक है, सारे पीपीटीज आई विल बी पोस्टिंग देयर. ठीक है, अदर देन दैट आर एग्रीकल्चर ग्रुप तो यू विल बी नोइंग अबाउट ओनली टेलीग्राम एग्री कोचिंग. ओके, सो ऑफ कोर्स ऑलिव बोर्ड एग्री कोचिंग का टेलीग्राम ग्रुप ज्वाइन कर लो. यहां पर भी मिलेगा, यहां पर भी मिलेगा, कोई भी ज्वाइन कर लो. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट पैटर्न ऑफ असिस्टेंस. एंटरप्रेन्योर कंट्रीब्यूशन, दैट इज मार्जिन कितना होगा फॉर लोन्स? बियॉन्ड 1.6 लाख इट वुड बी 10% ऑफ द आउटले. ओके, सो एंटरप्रेन्योर कंट्रीब्यूशन इफ यू सी 1.6 लाख के बियॉन्ड हुआ तो 10% ऑफ आउटले मिनिमम. एंड बैक एंडेड कैपिटल सब्सिडी इफ यू सी 25% ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट कॉस्ट ऑफ जनरल कैटेगरी. ओके, जनरल कैटेगरी के लिए 25%, SC ST कैटेगरी के लिए 33.33%. ओके, सो दिस इज योर पैटर्न ऑफ असिस्टेंस. पहला तो ये है 10% ऑफ आउटले अगर 1.6 लाख के बियॉन्ड आपका कंट्रीब्यूशन एंटरप्रेन्योर कंट्रीब्यूशन चला जाता है तो, एंड बैक एंडेड कैपिटल सब्सिडी 25% जनरल, 33% SC ST. Now, component and pattern of assistance provided under the scheme. तो यहां पर आपका कंपोनेंट दिया है, देयर आर मेनी कंपोनेंट्स अंडर दिस डेयरी एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप स्कीम. ठीक है, so here the component has been given, here unit cost has been given, and here the pattern of assistance has been given, and with data it has been given. 25% of the project cost, 33%. ठीक है, ceiling 17,500 per animal. Now these facts are very very important and I'll request you कि आप इसको read करिए. ठीक है, so first is related to establishment of small dairies, second is related to rearing of heifer cows. Okay, young जो आपके calves होते हैं, वर्मी कंपोस्ट के लिए, एंड देन इज मिल्किंग मशीन्स के लिए. फॉर ईच द यूनिट कॉस्ट हैज बीन गिवन एंड योर असिस्टेंस और सब्सिडी हैज बीन गिवन. एनी फैक्ट कैन बी आस्क्ड इन एग्जाम. बाद में मत बोलना कि सर ने पढ़ाया नहीं. अगेन हियर ऑल्सो परचेसिंग डेयरी प्रोसेसिंग इक्विपमेंट्स, एस्टैब्लिशमेंट ऑफ डेयरी प्रोडक्ट, कोल्ड स्टोरेज फैसिलिटी, वेटरनरी क्लिनिक्स एंड मार्केटिंग. इसके लिए भी आपकी कॉस्ट और आपके सब्सिडीज. अब बात यह है कि सारी चीजें अगर पढ़ने लगूंगा तो 2 घंटे का लेक्चर हो जाएगा. सो दैट्स व्हाई प्लीज रीड दिस. ओके, नेक्स्ट गवर्नमेंट स्कीम, नेशनल लाइफ स्टॉक मिशन, अगेन रिलेटेड टू एनिमल हस्बेंड्री. क्या है ये? राष्ट्रीय पशुधन विकास योजना 2014-15 में ये इस्टेब्लिश की गई है. ठीक है, एंड नाउ सिंस अप्रैल 2019 दिस प्रोग्राम हैज बीन इंप्लीमेंटेड एज अ पार्ट ऑफ व्हाइट रेवोल्यूशन. अर्लियर इट वाज full-fledgedly a single scheme related to livestock, animal husbandry. Now it is under white revolution. So look at it. Achievements, what are there here? 35.64 lakh animals are insured. Okay, 223 livestock farmer groups have been formed and 121 farmer field school have been established. Okay, तो ये सारी चीजें भी facts आप पढ़ लेना. ठीक है. Now launch year is 2014-2015. Controlling ministry is Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairy. Vision here is nothing but of course promoting entrepreneurship in your livestock sector, and here your funding also has been given, which is centrally sponsored and also centrally sector. So it has both the sponsorships. Next, objectives if you see, of course enhancing animal productivity, fodder availability, encouraging establishment of processing units, promotion of risk management measures, and building capacity for government employees as well as livestock owners. So all these are objectives. These also you can read. ठीक है, so other things are factual. Let's move forward. Next scheme is your very important ABC, which is Agri Clinics and Agri Business Scheme. ठीक है, ABC scheme, very important from the point of view of Agri Extension Education also. ठीक है, what is this scheme about? It is a centrally sector scheme implemented in the collaboration with NABARD in 2002. Okay, main purpose of this scheme is nothing but transforming unemployed youth to self-employed agri entrepreneurs. 45 days residential training is given. Okay, and it is implemented by your managed organization, National Institute of Agricultural Extension Management, which is located in Hyderabad, which is also your AFO previous year question of 2018. ठीक है, next objectives क्या है? Simple, जो भी farmers agriculture कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, providing them extension services as well as skilling करना उनका, so that we can convert them or their business model of agripreneurs. Okay, supporting agricultural development and creating gainful self-employment. This is also very very important. Then agri clinics, when we are talking about, these are nothing but to provide expert advice and services to the farmers on different aspects of improving the productivity of the crops and increasing the income of the farmers. So agri clinics are for soil health, cropping practices, plant protection, crop insurance, post harvest, clinical services as well as pricing of different crops and एडवाइस विच इज गिवन इन ऑल दिस सेक्टर विच हैज बीन मेंशन्ड, तो एडवाइस, एक्सपर्ट एडवाइस देना या फिर सर्विसेज प्रोवाइड करना, इन सारे पॉइंट्स पे इसमें आप एग्री क्लिनिक्स में जा सकते हो. नेक्स्ट इज एग्री बिजनेस सेंटर्स. These are commercial units of agri ventures established by trained agricultural professionals. Now, these business centers help you to improve your agricultural activity and convert it into entrepreneurship model, convert it into an enterprise. So, how this would be do? By giving technological assistance, financial assistance, providing you a roadmap, and therefore even by maintenance and custom hiring of the farm equipment, sale of the inputs, services related to agriculture and allied activities, post harvest management, market linkages, so that forward backward linkages are associated with your agriculture production and you convert your activity into a entrepreneurship model. All these things would be under ABC. ABC scheme, this is all about. Kisan credit card scheme, we have already discussed about it, KCC. And yes, recommendation क्या थी? KV गुप्ता कमेटी. ठीक है. So गुप्ता कमेटी के रिकमेंडेशन पे आपकी किसान क्रेडिट कार्ड स्कीम यहां पर थी. वी हैव ऑलरेडी कवर्ड किसान क्रेडिट कार्ड, सो विल नॉट कवर इट अगेन. ओके. देन कम्स राष्ट्रीय गोकुल मिशन, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट अगेन. ओके, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फ्रॉम 2020. ओके, 2020, 2021 and 2022, 3 years in context of course your cattles, the many agricultural whatever schemes are there, those have been very prominent and effective. So this scheme is continued under a revised and realigned under the Department of Agriculture. The year is extended from 2021 to 2022 to 2025-2026 with an allocation of 2400 crores. So what is the year 2021 to 2026? एलोकेशन कितना है? 2400 करोड़. ओके. एंड व्हाट इज दिस मेन प्रोग्राम टॉकिंग अबाउट? नेशन वाइड आर्टिफिशियल इंसेमिनेशन प्रोग्राम एज वेल एज इंफॉर्मेशन नेटवर्क ऑन एनिमल प्रोडक्टिविटी एंड हेल्थ डेटाबेस. दिस इज इंप्लीमेंटेड बाय डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ एनिमल हस्बेंड्री एंड डेयरी. ओके, अंडर अगेन मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एनिमल हस्बेंड्री. ठीक है. सो डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ एनिमल हस्बेंड्री एंड डेयरी इज योर मेन इंप्लीमेंटिंग एजेंसी ऑफ गोकुल मिशन. गोकुल मिशन के अगर मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव बताओ, पहला तो है आपका ब्रीडिंग थ्रू आर्टिफिशियल इंसेमिनेशन, सेकंड इज द वेल बीइंग ऑफ द कैटल्स, एंड थर्ड इज इंप्रूविंग देयर प्रोडक्टिविटी एंड देयर ओवरऑल वैरायटीज. ओके, इंडिजिनस वैरायटीज को इंप्रूव करना. ऑब्जेक्टिव्स, एनहांस प्रोडक्टिविटी ऑफ बोवाइन्स, आई ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू, इंक्रीज देयर मिल्क प्रोडक्शन. ठीक है, विच इज एन एक्सटेंडेड ऑब्जेक्टिव. प्रोपोगेटिंग हाई जेनेटिक मेरिट्स ऑफ द बुल, जैसे मैंने कहा इंडिजिनस वैरायटी, गुड स्ट्रेंथ. ठीक है. एनहांसिंग आर्टिफिशियल इंसेमिनेशन एंड प्रमोटिंग इंडिजिनस कैटल्स. देखने से पहले मैंने सारी चीजें बताई थी. नेक्स्ट, सब्सिडीज देखो, 4 करोड़, 1 करोड़, 60 लाख, 50 लाख रिस्पेक्टिवली फॉर अ काउ, बफेलो, पिग, चिकन, गोट ब्रीडिंग फार्म्स एंड सिलेज मेकिंग यूनिट्स. फॉर मेनी ऑफ द पीपल दे विल बी थिंकिंग दैट राष्ट्रीय गोकुल मिशन इज ओनली फॉर काउज. नो, it is for cow also, buffalo also, pig also, chicken also, goat also. ठीक है. So sometimes you have to look it beyond a certain purview. Out of the total amount, 50% subsidy would be given by Government of India. Apart from that, 3% is under interest subvention scheme. Are we clear here? 50% government, 3% of course ISS के under. Then it's soil health card scheme, very very important. Ministry of Agriculture, when started? February 2019. Okay, total outlay 568.54 crore when the scheme started. It is a part of National Mission for Sustainable Agriculture. What is soil health card scheme? Simple. You have to take the sample of your soil, give it to the lab. Lab will tell you what are the components, macronutrients, micronutrients which are present in the soil and what are the deficient nutrients. Okay. According to deficient nutrients, you can use different fertilizers and improve the soil conditions. Next. So the objective is nothing but health of the soil, improve the health of the soil, that's it. Okay. Next. What is soil health card? We all know it is a printed report card given to the farmer. It has 12 parameters. Now this is very important. It can come in AFO exam. How much parameters are mentioned in the soil health card? What are these 12 parameters? They are clubbed into 3 broad categories. Okay. Okay. And these are macronutrients, secondary nutrients, micronutrients, and physical parameters. So macronutrients, secondary and micronutrients, and then comes physical parameters. These are 4 categories under which 12 parameters are there under soil health card scheme. The farmer through this card will understand the nutritional status of the farm. Okay. So here get a short summary. 2015 is the launching year. Ministry Agriculture, Department also Department of Agriculture, and to improve the current status of the soil health. Tagline is स्वस्थ धरा खेत हरा. स्वस्थ धारा खेत हरा. ठीक है, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. एग्जाम में आ गया तो बाद में मत बोलना that we don't know about it. Okay. Next, structure if you see 3 levels organization: national level, state level, district level. Okay, this much is only important. Then is Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. Knowing that it has been asked in the year of 2023, NABARD's phase 2 mains examination. Phase 2, NABARD phase 2 is nothing but NABARD mains examination. Descriptive question was asked in Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. That is why this is very important. Launched in September 2020. Okay. Part of Atmanirbhar Bharat scheme. Question may come that Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana is under which of the flagship or umbrella scheme? Atmanirbhar Bharat, Blue Revolution. Okay. Other than that, any marine other scheme, NHM, etc. Then you will be confused that Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, I don't know where it comes. So it is a part of Atmanirbhar Bharat scheme. Okay. Potential to generate employment and breeding techniques. Let us see what are the other aspects. Enhance the fish production to 220 lakh metric ton production by 2024-2025. So very important target, remember. 20,000 crore investment in next 5 years. Registry to Sagar Mitra. Okay, this Sagar Mitra is nothing but online registry of fisheries, and doubling the fishermen's and farmers income. Okay, ये तो हमें पता ही है. Matsya Sampada Yojana was launched in September 2020 in a hope to double the farmers income also, as well as fish farmers income also. Okay. Then key activities, if you see, upgrading fishing vehicles, aquaculture, capital for any of the aquacultural equipments, technology, etc. Sagar Mitra, nucleus breeding centers. Okay. Then startup and incubators, integrated aqua parks, etc. इसके लिए capital provide करना as well as support. Then insurance cover also providing to the fishermen. Insurance covers would be 5 lakh against the accidental death or total disability, 2.5 lakh for permanent partial disability, and hospitalization up to 25,000. Then funding plan is both central sector as well as centrally sponsored. Central sector when we are talking about entire cost by central government. Centrally sponsored when we are talking about, of course, here it would be shared between state and center. Then agricultural marketing infrastructural scheme. Now this is also a very unknown scheme which many of the students don't know about. बहुत सारे students को इस scheme के बारे में बिल्कुल पता नहीं है कि ये scheme है क्या. So आपके agriculture में to create an back end or maybe like related to marketing, related to post harvest, related to your storage capacity, to improve that, your agricultural marketing infrastructural scheme is there. So main objective is creating scientific storage capacity in with allied facilities in rural areas. Okay, include cold storage, storing farm produce, processed farm produced, agricultural inputs, etc. Okay, objective क्या है? Creation of scientific storage capacity. Okay, as well as back end linkages. So agriculture marketing infrastructure scheme आया तो back end linkages बस याद रखना. This is more important. Subsidy अगर कहे तो 33.33% of the cost of project in northeastern hilly regions belonging to women farmers, self-help groups and SC/ST entrepreneurs. 25% of capital cost to all the categories of farmers who are other than women farmers, and for renovation, okay, like storage projects would be cooperative financed and the subsidy would be 25%. Okay, so here data has been given, remember that also very very carefully. आगे बढ़ते. Now let's talk about the capital cost. Now here already I told you it is about backward linkage and most importantly related to storage. So here go downs up to 1000 tons capacity, northeastern and hilly states 1333 per ton storage capacity and maximum ceiling of rupees 400 lakh. Okay, then for registered FPOs, panchayats, women, scheduled caste, scheduled tribe beneficiaries, 1166 per ton storage capacity and maximum ceiling 300 lakh. For all the other categories, 875 rupees per ton storage capacity and maximum ceiling 225 lakh. So this is the overall subsidy provided for the godowns. Now godowns who are having capacity beyond 1000 tons to 30,000 metric tons. So this first category was below 1000 tons. Next category is from 1000 to 30,000 metric ton. Here for northeastern states, it's again 1333 storage capacity per ton, maximum ceiling 400. Here in second FPOs, panchayat, women, SC, ST, it is 1000 per ton and maximum is 300 lakhs. And for all the other categories, it's 750 with a maximum ceiling of again 225 lakhs. Then comes Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. We have already covered it, launched in 2016 and all. ये scheme already cover कर चुके हैं हम. No need to cover. One nation, one crop, one premium is the motto. Just remember that. ये हमने cover नहीं किया था. ठीक है? So लोनी and non-लोनी farmers, ये distinction है. ये आप देख सकते हो. लोनी in the sense, which are the farmers who can take loan under Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, and which are the farmers who cannot avail that same benefit. Payment of the premium already we have talked about. Maximum 2% of total premium can be insured for kharif crops, 1.5% for rabi and 5% for horticulture. ये सारी information तो हमने दी ही है. ठीक है? Then प्रधानमंत्री कृषि सिंचाई योजना, ये भी हमने कवर किया है डिटेल में. Yes, PM किसान मानधन योजना, ये हमने कवर किया है. Okay, let's do प्रधानमंत्री किसान मानधन योजना. What is this? It's nothing but a scheme which is launched, okay, in which a social security scheme is done for targeting small and marginal farmers, okay, where their overall area is less than 2 hectares or 5 acres of cropping, okay. Centrally sector scheme under Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. This is different from PM Kisan Samman Nidhi, okay. This is PM Kisan Man Dhan Yojana. Here it is very important that the farmer will have cultivable area less than 2 hectares or 5 acres. This is PM Kisan Man Dhan Yojana. That was PM Kisan Samman Nidhi. ठीक है? So here under PM Kisan Man Dhan Yojana, it provides monthly pension of 3,000 rupees to small and marginal farmers. Monthly pension who owns a cultivable land of 2 hectares after the age of 60 years. 60 साल के बाद this मानधन योजना is nothing but a pension scheme for farmers. ठीक है? You get the idea? So 3,000 rupees per month pension after 60 years of age. Yes, after 60 years of age. When can a person join this scheme? When you are aged between 18 years to 40 years, you can join the scheme. Okay? Only small and marginal farmers who are having less than 2 hectares will only join. The beneficiaries can make monthly contribution up till they will reach the age of 60. Major exclusion. Who are those? Farmers who have more than 2 hectares of land. Small and marginal farmers who cover any other statutory social security schemes like NPS. If a farmer is there in NPS, he will not be covered under Mandhan Yojana. If he is employee of Insurance Corporation scheme, Employee Fund Organization scheme, Pradhan Mantri Shram Yogi Mandhan Yojana, and your Laghu Vyapari Mandhan Yojana, and landless laborers. These will not be, of course, included in your Pradhan Mantri Mandhan Yojana. Next, salient features we have already seen. Centrally sector scheme hai, voluntary again, this also scheme. A pension of minimum 3,000 rupees you will be getting, and you can contribute 55 rupees to 200 rupees per month. Okay, ये आप contribute कर सकते हो from the age of 18 years to 40 years you can join, till the age of 60 you can contribute, and automatically after 60 years you will your pension will start. Then comes Pradhan Mantri Krishi Vikas Yojana, very very important. Sorry, Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana, very very important. A traditional agricultural scheme, so traditional farming improvement program, Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana, one of the sub-components of National Mission of Sustainable Agriculture and Soil Health Management Program. Okay, launched in April 2015, and more importantly, this is a participatory guarantee scheme of India, is a quality assurance initiative under this scheme. Okay, it advocates traditional approach of agriculture by inclusion of organic ways of farming, biopesticides, vermicomposting, etc. This ensures an healthy and organic yield. Okay, so Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana you would be knowing about. Now, objectives: integrated climate resilient and resource based agriculture, improving the income per unit land of farmer, sustainably growing wholesome chemical free food, controlling production, processing, value addition and certification, and making farmers business owners. Next, when we are looking at the target of the scheme, is to operate 10,000 clusters of 20 hectares or 50 acres or 2 lakh hectares of agricultural area under organic farming. So Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana has an approach which connects organic farming. It is one of the organic farming schemes also. Okay, so you can read more about it, not more other things are there. So if you see the funding and implementation, centrally sponsored scheme is there. In Union Territories 100% by center sponsor, Northeastern and hilly 90 to 10% sharing, and rest of the states 60-40 sharing. Okay, next is globally important agricultural heritages. Okay, so in India, what are the globally important agricultural heritages? Saffron heritage of Kashmir, Koraput traditional agriculture in Odisha, and Kuttanad below sea level farming in Kerala. So these three are the examples. Just read about them. This question can be asked. This globally important agricultural heritage systems is nothing but a flagship program of Food and Agricultural Organization. Okay, it says that it gives different case studies or exemplary examples of remarkable land use systems landscape under the innovative and unique agricultural practices. Okay, next. So GIAHS you can read about. Strategy is also there at global, national and local level. You can read about it. Okay, next is submission on agricultural mechanization. Very very important. Let's do it very properly. Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare launched submission on agricultural mechanization in 2014-2015. It has been implemented by Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, so no doubt about it. Next, yes, now let's look at the objectives. See, objective is very very simple: mechanization of small and marginal farmers in the country. Okay, so whatever fragmentation of land is there, that is avoiding, or maybe that is creating a hurdle for mechanization. Because of that, this SMAM scheme is there to assist your small and marginal farmer to adopt implements, equipments as well as mechanization in your agriculture sector. So two important things are there. First is custom hiring centers, and second is high-tech hubs of high value machines. Okay, these both are to offset the adverse economies of scale arising due to small and fragmented land holding. Custom hiring centers, these are nothing but these will assist you for your skilling, okay, as well as give you solutions to your modern solutions to your problems. High-tech hubs of high value machines are nothing but technological assistance and technological information which would be provided to the farmers. creating awareness among stakeholders through demonstration capacity building activities and ensuring performance testings and certifications in the agriculture. This is also an important fact. Okay, so two things which are core of this scheme: custom hiring centers and high-tech hubs of high-value machines. Connecting different agricultural enterprises together so as to benefit from the economies of the scale and transfer of technology towards a smallest piece of land of agriculture. This is the main objective. Okay. Now, under SMAM grant, when we are talking about 100% of the cost of agricultural drone up to 10 lakh or rupees 10 lakh rupees, whichever is less, that is given for the purchase of the drone. So 10 lakh rupees, you just remember it is associated with the drones. Okay. Eligibility is for FPOs. Okay. And those would be able to achieve the grant of 75% of cost of agricultural drone. Okay. Apart from that, contingency expenditure is nothing but rupees 6,000 per hectare would be provided to the implementing agency. Okay, which would purchase the drone, hire the drone, and even look after its training. Limitation on the expenditure, when we are talking about, it is limited to 3,000 rupees per hectare in terms of demonstration. Okay. Next, project Chaman, very, very important. It is associated with horticulture, we all would be knowing about. So project Chaman is nothing but coordinated horticulture assessment and management using geoinformatics. So for better horticultural assessment, remote sensing, geoinformation systems, global positioning systems are used. Okay. Launch year is 2014. Implementing agency is Mahalanobis National Crop Forecast Center, approved for the year of 2014-2017, and overall, if you see, 7 major horticultural crops are selected in the 12 states and 185 districts. Okay. Now, phase 2 of Chaman has been already approved for the period of 2018-2019. Okay. So this was again an important news. No question has been asked up till now. Now, Mission Fingerling, again a scheme launched in 2017. It has been now extended to the year of 2020-2021. Remember this very, very carefully. Okay. Now, almost most of the schemes also we have covered, portals we have covered, and initiatives also we have covered. बाकी की चीजें जो बचती है, like outlay, how much is the outlay? 52,000 lakh to produce 426 crores fish fingerlings. So fingerling is nothing but a small fish, okay, of finger-sized fish. So this is the third stage of fish development. Okay, from spawns. Okay, then your fingerlings develop. So for the young development of the fish from breeding point of view, this is a mission which comes under the Blue Revolution only. Okay, then it's ePashudan Haat portal. It is nothing but connecting breeders and farmers of indigenous breeds. Breeders in the sense where your breeding of different breeds of animals could be done. Launch year 2016, and services provided already: database, stock positioning, then breeding, okay, and help desk. So these all services are there, you can read about it. National Mission on Edible Oil and Oil Palms, launch year 2021 up to 2025-2026 to enhance the edible oilseed production and oil availability in India. In India, oil availability is there, but the domestic consumption is at such a high rate that we have to import it. So because of that, to reduce this import, your National Mission on Edible Oil Palm scheme is done. Okay, so you are increasing the production of seedlings by establishing seed gardens, nursery of oil palms, providing productivity of fresh fruit bunches, that is raw material used for palm oil production, diversification of area from low yielding cereals to oil palms. Okay, target year has been provided by 2025-2026, increasing the area to 10 lakh hectares from 3.5 lakh in 2019. Increase crude palm oil production from 0.27 lakh tons to 11.2 lakh ton. Okay. Now total outlay and funding pattern, if you see, 11,000 crore rupees, where 8,000 almost crore rupees is from center and 2,000 is from state share. Center had 60-40%, northeastern states 90-10, and union territories it's 100%. Okay. Then comes Krishi Kalyan Abhiyan. It is nothing but to aid, advise, assist farmers to improve the farming techniques and raise their incomes. Again, an ancillary scheme associated with doubling the farmers' income. Okay. Launch in 2018, undertaken in 25 villages in aspirational districts identified by Niti Aayog. Fasal Bima Yojana we have already covered. Okay. So here we have almost finished our overall all the government schemes. So I hope in this 1 hour I tried to finish almost all the schemes. Okay. Now at least you will have an idea what were the important sections we tried to cover. पूरा वीडियो एक बार फिर से whenever you will go for AFO exam, one time go again and see this video multiple times so that all the government schemes would be in your mind, from PM Kisan Samman Nidhi to your PM Kisan Mandhan Yojana. All the government schemes which we saw today, it's your responsibility कि आप उसको multiple time देखो. Other than that, for PDF, look in the description box, in the comment section. Please write down if you need the PDF. Comment PDF. You will automatically get the PDF. We will put the link here. अगर आप comment लिखते हो तो हम link डाल देंगे, which will directly take you to the Telegram group. Both the Telegram groups links would be given. Senpai for Aspirants, of course, my group, and our Olive Boards Agri Coaching Telegram group. Both the links have been given. PPTs would be given to you, and this all the 6-month government schemes we have already finished and we have covered. Thank you very much. See you next time.